Hi everyone, this is a build for the Magicka Templar. So I'll do a quick run through of the sets, the skills, and why I'm set up this way and how it works. So back bar, I've got Sword and Shield of the Lich, weapon damage enchantment on this bar. Front bar, Great Sword of Willpower. I'm running Grofdar's monster set, heavy headpiece, medium shoulders, shackle breaker on the body, heavy, light waist, mixture of sturdy and impen. Do it to your own taste. It doesn't really matter too much. It's nice to have a little bit of sturdy for that block cost reduction. Jewelry of the Lich, 2 spell damage, 1 recovery. Food wise, I'm using tri-stat food. Potion wise, I don't actually have any on here at the moment, but I use immovable pots for when I'm setting up my base, but I also like tri-stat potions as well. So, onto the skills. So, front bar, I'm using Solar Barrage, which I go into the Dawn's Wrath passives. Casting it grants me minor sorcery, which increases my spell damage by 10%. Entropy's on my front bar as well, which gives me my major sorcery for 20%. In the Mage's Guild passives, that also gives me 2% Magicka for each Mage's skill and 2% recovery, which is why I have entropy on the front bar as well as in a light, or degeneration should I say. Puncturing Sweep, which also gives me a nice passive in the Adric Spear line. Increase my critical damage done, increase my damage to blocking targets, and minor protection for 3 seconds while I'm casting that ability. Radiant Glory, such a nice execute when people are dodge rolling. Despite the amount of AoE damage you do, they can skip out of those sweeps. So it's nice to be able to just blast them down with this. Hit some real high numbers, especially with crits at the end. And Crescent Sweep is the ultimate. Back bar, Channeled Focus, get my resistances, give me the Magicka back every second. Extended Ritual, cleansing more harmful effects seems more useful to me than the other morph, which is a tiny bit of damage. I've got Misform for getting out when I need to. I tend not to use it too often really. Time Freeze, which is a great stun for a Magicka Templar. So when you've got, 4 or 5 guys beating on you, you're there, you're blocking, you're defensive, you're healing with Breath of Life, purifying. It's nice to be able to just slam that Time Freeze and know that in 4 seconds they're all going to be stunned. So that allows you to get away, but most importantly, it allows you to set up the burst. I'm using Shooting Star on my back bar. Sometimes I swap that out for Remembrance. So, let's do a quick run through of how we play the build. So I'm all buffed up defensively, I've got guys beating on me, they're hitting me hard, I'm swapping, I'm keeping Solar Barrage ticking, keeping Entropy ticking, so I'm getting the biggest heals I can get, still blocking, healing. As soon as that Time Freeze goes, heavy attack, burst, and then you can jab, waving light attacks, and by then it's probably execute time. Very quickly take targets down. It's a lot of damage all at once. You've got Solar Barrage ticking for 4.2k every 2 seconds. You've got Crescent Sweep, which is hitting a nice big hit, the initial hit, which can be 60% more damage if they're in front of you. And then that's ticking every 2 seconds as well for 5 point whatever k. All that while you're hitting them with sweeps. So that's a lot of damage hitting someone at once when the time froze. And finish them off with a Radiant Glory. Obviously if Grofdar procs as well, that can be pretty nice. Just adds that little extra bit of pressure. I don't know what happened there. And that's pretty much it. That's how the build plays. Takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get that base set up, it works really well. There's probably one more reason I should explain, actually. So I'm using two-handed. I initially decided to run a two-handed sword just because I think it looks cool, I like the look of it. But there's some actually really good passives here. So using a two-handed weapon gives me equivalent spell damage of using dual wield. So the base of a two-handed weapon at Nairnhound is 1800, whereas a Nairnhound sword or a staff is 1500. Dual wield gives you about 300, but two-handed gives you that anyway. And also in the passives of two-handed, you still get your 5% increase for a sword, which is great for more damage. And this is quite an important passive as well. When you deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, your next direct damage used within 7 seconds deals an additional 10% damage. And then 30% extra stamina recovery for 10 seconds after killing a target, just for having a two-handed sword equipped, which is really nice open world. But this is the important one. So, the reason you see me time freeze, buff, and then cast a heavy attack is because the initial hit of the Adric Spear is direct damage to every single target it hits. So you get that 10% more damage just from that. Just from a nice little heavy attack. And that's pretty much it. So, any questions, type them underneath, bang me a message, whatever. And enjoy. Cheers.